Hello world. I'm just chilling here on this Friday morning with not really much to do, but I'm gonna make it my business this year, before this year is out, to have my own business. Because as far as being employed by somebody else, it seems like it has been the most difficultest thing to stick with. And whether anybody believe me or not, I just seem to have had the toughest times and experiences with the job switches. Like, with no exaggeration, I've probably had over 25 jobs. Seriously, y'all, from the time that I was something teen. And usually when you're stuck in a situation like this right here, or go through something like this, I feel like by any chance it's meant for you to take out some time for yourself and do some deep introspection. And I don't know what everybody's religious beliefs is, but I know that I believe in God and Jesus, and I feel like that be the time of where you got to sit down and be like, God, give me the direction and the way to go. The most uncomfortable feeling that I about believe that anybody could come to is when you feel like you keep on running dead into a crossroad, or staying there for the longest time just making circles, and everything in life seems to be a cycle. Nothing is changing, and that's just the way that I have been feeling within the past 10 years of my early adulthood. And to be that I am now 30 years old, quite honestly, I had expected to be way much more successful than I am now. But I understand that everybody go through life experiences, and just the way that some people's learning experiences and paces are different than others. Other people's success zones are at a different pace than others. And I about want to believe that God has pulled me into different detours just for me to meet some people unexpected in my life, but they actually become very, very beneficial in my life. And so I try not to actually look at everything so negative and look at it as like, oh, why me? Even though I have had plenty of times, those thoughts. And so instead of always going into pity parties and things like that and trying to figure out why did things constantly go so wrong for myself, or why did I even place myself into certain situations, kind of like Jonah in the Bible. And for anybody that don't know what I'm talking about, baby, I suggest that you just read your Bible. All I know is I'm not fixing to keep on going through Jonah's situations. If anybody knows exactly how I'm feeling right now, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I'm for real. I do not want to keep on going through Jonah's situations. As far as Jonah, back in the Bible, dude was supposed to have went to Nineveh just like the Lord had told him to do, but this guy had decided to do something else and jump on a whole boat with a group of people, and had to end up getting thrown off a board, and they all looking at him like, are you the reason why this storm came? Any of my Bible scholars know this story, and you know exactly what I'm pinpointing to. Like, when your purpose for something and you stick out like a sore thumb, certain crowds you can't hang with, certain atmospheres I feel like you ought to not be within or dealing with, and sometimes you're going to stick out like a sore thumb whenever God is trying to get your attention or get you to follow out through something, some type of assignment, some type of special anointing, that whatever mantle is that has fallen upon you, or something that has started from the time of birth. And I feel like that has definitely been implanted in me, and it's been a matter of me sticking with, but keep on running away from out of fear. I hate how I feel like God has pointed to me in different ways and angles that it's just certain things, and even the way that I'm living right now financially, I really could have a whole lot more to my name than what I have been settling with throughout all of these years. And before I had even discovered that I liked cosmetology and that I was going to go into the beauty world, I had enjoyed, as a young child under 5 years old, I can literally even remember this stuff, of the many times where I used to go up under my mother's kitchen sink. Don't ask what I was doing up under there. Well, anyway, I'm going to tell you. But I was always banging on her pots and pans and stuff. Little did I know I was going to become a drummer. Yes, guys, I do love the drums. I want to be Miss Sheila E. one day. Yeah, I love singing, I love choreographing, I love dancing and all that type of other stuff. I even write songs, guys. So as far as Hollywood, I feel like I could have and should have been there. Even possibly still can be there. Even though I feel like I'm a bit upper in some age and I may be 10 years away from 40 years old, I still feel like I am within the stage of where everything that I do right now counts. And I don't want to mess it up. And so y'all are going to see me get on here. Y'all are going to see me get out and network with some people that actually want to be networked with. And as far as another job, I'm not applying to another one of those because I'm good and traumatized by, honestly, just all the job switches. And I am not fixing to go through the next year of having 10 to 11, 12 different W-2 forms. Y'all, I am not doing that. I'm not saying that that's what all I have had in one year before, but still, though, I'm not doing that. I haven't quite gave myself a name as to what I would love to actually name my business, but I do not know why that within the last conversation that you had seen me having with my godkids on here, guys, I actually would love to include a bit of some Crayola in it. I know that it sounds corny, but something about that rings a bell. Mentioning hair, guys, I know that you guys see that I have this stocking cap on top of my head, and I'm just going to let you guys see what I'm working with. Since the last time that I had allowed you guys to see me bald, this is where we are so far. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, see, I still feel like I have a couple of spots that I can fill in and things like that and get my hair growing very, very evenly. But I have been washing it a lot. I have been conditioning it a lot. And I most definitely have been doing the maintenance as well as brushing, getting the good blood flow. Yeah, I'm not finna encourage anybody else to do what I wouldn't do for myself. I remember that in between the years of 2016 and 19, I was back and forth into Florida, staying there. But anyway, the second time that I had went to stay in Florida on my own, I decided to go to hair school. And I got to say, I have met the most incredible people there. I feel like I was in the atmosphere that was set just for me. Everybody or every other person around me was spiritual to some degree. Either you was a minister or something like that in training, or you was a PK like myself, or like your beliefs was just as strong as mine. And I was like, God, what are you doing? It's almost like he be on purposely try to have me in certain atmospheres of where I could really even yearn to keep my focus. I remember this one incident, guys, of where I was not quite feeling like myself when I went to school. I think that it was just one of those days. And I think that Miss C, my instructor for the sake of this video, she had picked up on it and she pulled me to the side and she had said this much. She was like, Aisha, I already knew exactly where she was headed to, honestly, before she had even begun. She just went like, you have such a personality. I mean, I see how you basically get along with everybody, anybody who you're around. Somebody who doesn't even know you that well can just come to you and just about be themselves and feel great about it. You just make people around you feel so good, and you just have this whole aura that can basically light up a whole atmosphere. But there's one thing about you that disturbs me while you're cute as a button. She said, every time something seems unfamiliar to you or brand new to you, or it's something that you're not quite comfortable with, you run away from it. And if you keep a mentality like that within this school, you're going to keep it like that throughout your life if you haven't already. And I'm sitting up here like, did you say that to me? I mean, I didn't quite say that out loud, but I'm sitting up here thinking that in my head, because it's not like that's not something that I have heard already from somebody else. And when I went and repeated it to the same person that told me something like this, similar, they gave me a smile on my face and was like, the devil is a lie if you had ever thought that I was trying to attack you. And so when I thought about what Miss C said, I was like, oh my goodness, I have been running away just like Jonah. No, for real, this don't even cut it. Not to mention that one day while I was in beauty school at the time, I had decided to go to Bible study on my birthday. No, like seriously, I had up and decided to go to Bible study with a girl that I literally didn't quite get along with too well in middle school. What a funny coincidence, right? She just so happened to advertise that she was going to Bible study on Facebook, and I gave that post a look or whatever and was like, I'll go. And she picked me up and we went. So fast forwarding to when Bible study was about to turn out, the woman who was to the front that was speaking, the speaker, she had stopped right at the end of it all, quite honestly, probably right before she was fixing to get ready to pray, and she had pointed over my way, and I'm looking around, and then she was going like, no, yes, y'all know how that goes. And I'm sitting up there, my heart is racing. At the same time, she was going like, young lady, I see the spirit of wandering. Here it goes, y'all. And then she was going like, why haven't I seen your face on the front of an album somewhere, or on the front of a magazine? Why isn't your face plastered anywhere bigger than where you're sitting at right now? And you right. And I'm sitting up here like this. And y'all will honestly think that within that time and moment and stuff, that I would go like, okay, I gotta stop playing. I gotta stop doing what I'm doing. People realize calling me out left and right. Even when I have worked the past couple of jobs and stuff like that, people will begin to go like, you just don't even look like you belong here. And even a former coworker of mine was going like, it's something else that you're supposed to be doing. And I suggest that you get with God and consult him on what it is that you're purposed out here to do versus what you trying to do to keep money in your pocket. And it could be so much more loaded with you if you had chose to do it his way. I said, oh my goodness, man. So for me to hear this from my instructor in school, from somebody else before her, then came to Bible study with some girl who I didn't imaginally think that I would be heading anywhere with, and then to just reminisce on some other stuff. When me and T was on the way from Bible study, what's up, girl? So she looks over at me and was like, oh, so you right? And I'm sitting up here like, oh yeah, I know I've been playing, I know I've been lagging off. Only for me to do the same thing when I get here, when I relocated in 2019 here to Jackson, Tennessee. Because somebody up in a hair store that I was walking into one day on a Sunday of all days, this woman decides to talk to me, and it sounds like the same familiar tone that I just got finished telling you of some instances that happened before I had moved here. So to be that a sister has lost not one employment but 2 jobs within 1 week, I'm not applying nowhere else. I get the message. I don't feel like I need to be anywhere else. So y'all gonna see me tuned into some things for real, and it's gonna even blow my mind. Hey, so that's why I just thought to share this with you guys, and I hope that you actually enjoyed yourselves over here at 9.2 Phlexxi.Avenue, where we have a good time. Like and subscribe. Make sure you 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 like and subscribe. Okay.